Now we will see the point-wise details about the story, A Journey Through Desert. We will start from the point where we left in the last lecture. The characteristic of Ram and Gopal includes that they never grumbled about any work, they never complained about any work. The narrator says she has seen children in many well-off families, means financially well families, with grumpy faces, means very unhappy, bad-tempered type of faces and no happiness. But Ram and Gopal were enthusiastic. Sometimes the narrator took snacks and old shirts for them. For whom? Ram and Gopal. What she took? Snacks and old shirts. They took the clothes with great joy. Ram and Gopal were happy to get those clothes. But the narrator never saw them wear those clothes. Why? Because they told, Madam, we always wear dirty clothes to work. Because at station they become greasy. They get filled with oil, the clothes get totally destroyed. So they don't wear any good clothes when they work. They wear bad clothes. Why? Because they work with oil. Why they work with oil? Because they work in the service center and vehicles needs oiling. Okay. The narrator took some storybooks for the boys, but the boys did not have sufficient time to read the stories. So they wanted the narrator to tell them stories. They did not have time. Why? Because I told you they worked so hard, there was no fixed time. They came at 8 am in the morning and they went to home at 8 pm. So they did not get any time to read, so they want to hear stories from the narrator. It became a routine for the narrator to tell stories on Saturday evening. On which day? On Saturday. Okay. This continued for many months. Then what happened? The narrator decided to get a driver and did not meet Ram and Gopal for a long time. So I told you this was the portion about the past recollection that the narrator tells us. She talks about all these things which happened in the past. Now she tells time flows like water. Means she returns to the present day. The narrator returns from the past. The driver took the car of the narrator to the Good Luck Garage. What is the name of the garage? Good Luck Garage. Who took? A driver took. Of which car? The car which the narrator used to drive some years ago. And tells the owner of the garage is very sincere. To whom the driver says these things? To the narrator. What does the driver say? That the owner of the garage is very sincere, and the owner asks that if the narrator is still teaching in college. So the owner of the Good Luck Garage asked about the narrator to the driver, and whatever the owner asked, the driver told all these things to the narrator. The narrator felt that she should meet the owner. So now the narrator went to the garage to meet the owner. Why? Because the owner asked so many questions to the driver. Owner of which garage? Good Luck Garage. The narrator tried to recognize the owner of the garage, and soon she remembered that it was one of those boys who worked in the garage a decade back. So the narrator firstly she didn't recognize that who the owner was. Okay, and then what happened? Soon she remembered that it was one of those boys who worked in the garage or the service center a decades back, when she realized that it was either Ram or Gopal. Okay, first she did not recognize, then how she recognized? Hear the explanation and you will know how she recognized. And the owner said that he was Ram. Okay, said he was Ram. Ram said to the narrator that how her stories have changed his life. The narrator and Ram together they sit to talk when the narrator went to visit the owner of the garage. Why did she went to visit the owner of the garage? Because her driver told that the owner of Good Luck Garage was asking about the narrator. So the narrator went to visit the owner of the Good Luck Garage, and when she went she found out that it was Ram, a boy who used to work in the service center when the boy was very small, and when the narrator used to tell her stories. Now, Ram says to the narrator that how her stories, means how the stories that were told by the narrator have changed his life. Whose life? Ram's life. And Ram begins to tell the story which affected his life. We will see to this in the next lecture.